Well, I got all the stuff I need for my new background, so I'm going to get that situated this weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got a new on-air light-up thing.
The old neon sign.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
There's nothing quite like a classic neon sign.
Yeah, I know. Wally, it says you are muted. Oh, hold on, let me. You're not muted on my end.
Um,
Hello, hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
There
Can you
you
hear me?
are.
Hi.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm gonna add one more news story.
Okay.
It's the Sonic
Ooh,
one.
I gotta tweet that out.
Oh, why is my camera so fuzzy?
If you quit watching porn and
What does that have to do with my camera?
getting things all over the camera.
One does not simply stop watching porn.
Shit. Oh, God damn it.
What are you doing over there?
Well, my pop filter fell off the fucking table. Trying to plug in my light. See if that'll help the softness.
It's
There we
weird,
go.
Derek. I can see you typing in your camera, and I can see it being typed in the Google Doc. It's kind of cool.
So that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
All right. That.
I
Oh no.
You should be recording all of this.
I am. We're on Twitch right now.
Excellent.
For those who don't watch live, this could be like a little stinger at the end of the episode.
Rampage joined us in the chat.
Rampage!
Scooter.
Scooter McGee.
I keep forgetting about that. I should call him that during Fortnite. Let's see if this works.
All right, let me log in.
Did that do it? No, it made the lighting better, but it didn't.
It's
Fucking
okay. We can still see you.
irritating as
It
shit.
looks like you're trying to log in from a new device or location. Oh, this isn't the same one that I use to do the show every single fucking week. Jesus. Well, fine. I will not log in and I will not participate in the freaking chat.
Screw you.
What the hell?
All right, are we ready?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I'm ready.
Thinking of changing cameras. Hold on a second.
You look fine.
I don't want to look fine. I want to
He wants to look damn
God
fine.
damn. That's better. Okay.
There you go.
Put this up here. And there we go.
Yeah, there you go. All right, are we ready to start the show now? You ready for your close-up?
Sure.
Mr. Demir. That was for you, Ollie. All right. Let's start the show, shall we?
Good, yes.
All right,
Let's
here
do
we go.
this.
In 3, 2, 1. Do you like the show and you want to help support us? Do you want us to stay ad-free? Do you want extra episodes every month? Of course you do. Then head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. Become a Patreon supporter of this very show. Greetings, programs, and welcome to the Nerd Cave Retro Show. My name is Jason Robbins.
My name is Derek Diamond.
And we have with us this evening the official fact checker, Mr. Wally Phelps.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Fantastic.
Things not looking very Hulk Hogan-y today.
Yeah. Last time you were on, I was quite shaven.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That was, what, a month ago? So it's taken me a month to get back to my original glory.
Has it already been that long?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yo, this year is already, like, a fourth of it is already over.
I know. It's almost my birthday, and I don't like
Yeah.
it because I'm going to be 44, and I don't like that number. I don't like it at all.
Not a fan of the alliteration numbers?
No, I don't like it. It just doesn't feel right. I don't feel 44. Like, if you were to ask me how old I feel, I would say 35. 30. I feel like I'm 35, but I'm not. I'm a decade older.
You are
than
9 years older.
that. I know.
It's funny you
weird.
say that because that's the age I'll be turning in August.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can, because one day you're gonna wake up and be like, "How the hell am I 44?" Yeah.
I will do that as best I can. I feel like I'm at least twice that age for
Yeah.
the most part, but it's all good.
Rampage says he feels 60. I feel that way some days. Trust me. I
Right.
wake up in the morning. I'm just like, oh my God, am I still alive?
This hell.
Why?
Yeah, get out of bed and my bones sound like brittle.
Yeah, my
Like
knees
bubble
pop
wrap.
all the time now when I'm walking. I could not make it as a cat burglar. There's no way because my knees just pop all the time.
Is someone making popcorn downstairs?
Yeah. Last time I visited my brother, he was constantly laughing at me because we'd be walking somewhere quiet. Like went to a lot of like flea markets, and this was like before the pandemic. We went to a lot of flea markets and stuff. You know, it's relatively quiet places, and all you hear is every time I took a step, and he just like, "Is that your knees?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm older than you, and I don't sound like that." It's like you have firecrackers in your knees.
They call you the popcorn burglar.
I know. That's all they would hear is just snap, crackle, and pop all over the place.
The Rice Krispie burglar has struck again.
So how's everybody's week been? Let's start with you, Wally. How's everything going? You've been killing it on Fortnite, I see.
Yes, literally. I even started looking at the stats of everybody I play with.
Uh-huh.
I am statistically the best player on the crew. And Rampage is in the middle somewhere. So it's
So is that a new TV show, Rampage in the Middle? Is that?
yes, it is. Life is unfair.
His dad is Walter White.
You're goddamn right.
I'm the one who knocks.
Hey, Rampage has never seen that show.
Really? Rampage?
Oh.
What?
You gotta watch that like tonight.
You are banned from the Discord until you go and watch Breaking Bad.
He saw the first episode and he said it was not for me. And I'm like, the first episode?
What?
That's the worst episode of the series.
He's yelling at you in the chat room. Shush.
But just when you do Rampage, tread lightly.
Yeah, it's a ride.
God.
It's just, especially that last season was just one gut punch after another in every episode. It was nuts.
And definitely one of the best series enders of all time. Like, they ended that show very well.
Right.
Even though they did go back with, what was the name of that thing they did with Jesse?
Camino?
El Camino. I liked El Camino, but honestly, could have done without it.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I like to have that closure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he opened a Chuck E. Cheese at the end was very surprising. But the fact that he became the world's greatest Donkey Kong player was deeply poetic to me.
I loved it when he had the Chuck E. Cheese. It's like it's pizza, bitch.
Right? Oh, that little girl was inconsolable.
Yeah, she was just crying and.
Oh man,
So what about you, Derek? How's your week been?
pretty good. Had a nice chill weekend this past weekend, which was very much needed.
Yeah.
Really, other than that, just doing the whole work thing. I've posted this on Facebook, but I haven't mentioned it on the show. But that basketball tournament that I worked back in March, I got paid for it recently, and I used part of that money to buy a drone,
Wow.
and it is pretty sick.
I want a
I'm not.
drone.
It's so much fun. I should bring it to Pensacon. I don't know if I
Yeah.
probably won't fly it, but I can at least show you guys what it's like.
Well, we're gonna
'cause
need
it's,
some drone shots for the next short film we do. So better get good
Yeah.
at it.
will do.
I don't think Nest Egg is going to have that many drone shots.
So do you think you could pull off the drone shot that guy did a few weeks ago? That have you seen the bowling alley drone shot?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
It is epic. You have to look it up when we're done here tonight. Just look up bowling alley. I don't even know what to look for. Just look up bowling alley drone shot, and you should be able to find it on YouTube. It's amazing.
Well, judging by the description, the answer to your question would be no, but I can try.
And
It's really cool though. I've been flying it around quite a bit at work and gotten some cool stuff from it. So
That's cool.
it's a fun little toy.
Yeah. And I know you've been busy too, because I can tell it's that busy time of year for Derek because it takes him like 7 hours to text you back.
Yeah.
Like, yep, Derek's busy.
But I do get back.
Yeah, you do.
It may take me a bit,
Yeah.
but I do get back.
Because me and Wally will have entire conversations, and then like 8 hours later, after I've already forgotten everything, it's like, ping, oh, there's Derek joining the conversation.
I'll throw in my 2 cents.
I'm reaching for my phone at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
to see that Derek has texted us. Yes, sounds cool.
Or just great exclamation point.
I had my first show back post-pandemic, my first paid booking over in Pensacola, and got heckled mercilessly.
Now I hate that I couldn't make it.
So you have to go and listen to this week's Open Micers podcast to listen to the story of what happened. It was unreal. Like, I was getting heckled before I even got on stage. Like, they were ready to heckle, and it was bad. It was real bad. So you'll have to go and listen to that story. But I'm using it as fuel to sharpen my heckler skills. So yeah.
I'm really curious as to what happened now.
It's all in Open Micers, so go check that out.
I'll check it out.
So we're gonna do something a little interesting tonight. We're gonna do some news stories, and we're not doing video game history this week, but we are going to go into our roundtable discussion, which we kind of started a few weeks ago when I did Yo Noid. We started a conversation about our top 5 weirdest advertising mascots. So we've all three been looking forward to this conversation. So this ought to be pretty fun. So you guys want to go ahead and get the news out of the way and then go into our convo?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go. This is an email from Mr. Tyler Watson, who was on our community episode a couple weeks back. From comicbook.com, Hallmark reveals Nintendo, Fortnite, Pokemon, and more ornaments for 2021. As is typical, Hallmark has revealed a number of keepsake ornaments that will be available for the holiday this year, which includes a bunch of different video game related ornaments. Included in the batch are Charizard and Enderman from Minecraft, another holiday appropriate Fortnite skin ornament, and even one for Nintendo's Super Nintendo with a little copy of Super Mario World in it. These appear to be set to release in July and range in price, with the SNES, for example, costing $19.99. I'm going to have to get the Super Nintendo ornament, because that is awesome, because it has a little light on it and it plays sounds from Super Mario World.
Yeah, I have to get this.
Yeah.
Like that, and I'd love to get the Charizard one too. but especially the Super Nintendo one, like the detail in it looks really good.
Yeah, they have a Legend of Zelda ornament that looks pretty cool. It's the original 8-bit Link.
Mhm.
They have, let's see,
Classic Princess
yeah,
Zelda,
classic Princess Zelda. They have,
Caped Mario
yeah,
from Super Mario World.
yeah, Donkey Kong, of course, in a go kart.
Hmm.
They have Sonic the Hedgehog and Tails, which is a pretty cool ornament. Um, Knuckles, Charizard. I mean, these are all really cool looking. I know our good friend Stephanie, that used to be on the Pop Culture Palette. I know she's going to want this Disney Kingdom Hearts Mickey ornament. So,
Yeah,
what do you say, me and you, Wally, go in halvesies on this and have it shipped to Stephanie for a Christmas present?
sounds like a plan.
Oh, Sub Zero. I didn't even get this far down. I didn't know they had a Sub Zero on here. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's so
Well,
many of these that I would
Oh,
want.
man. I got to hit
he
up
is
the Hallmark
seasonally
store.
appropriate. Yeah, there's one not too far from us.
Yeah, right down the road. So, hope Stephanie doesn't hear this so she knows what's coming for Christmas.
Yeah, I've got to get several of these, and luckily there's a Hallmark store in the mall down the road from my house, so definitely have to get my hands on some of these.
Let's see. I put up the wrong thing here. Next one's yours. Sorry.
Yep. Next story comes to us from NintendoLife.com. The latest Super Mario Brothers speedrun is a definitive breakthrough. If you follow the retro gaming scene on Twitch, it's likely you spend a decent amount of time watching speedrunners. It can be fascinating to see how older titles are manipulated, streamlined, and mastered over hundreds of hours. And if you happen to catch a world record live, it could be an exciting community moment. One of the true golden standards in speedrunning, Super Mario Bros. Has been a focus of attention as players look to shave individual frames off the record. Recently, a major landmark was hit, and so strong is the optimization of the speedrun for the game, it may never be broken again.
Hmm.
Nifsky set a time of 454.948. That's the first sub 455 time ever. And at this point, it looks extremely difficult or perhaps impossible to ever record a 453 time. And the run is attached to this article, so you can watch it there. But speedrunners just blow my mind. And I specifically remember one of the first conventions I ever went to, someone did a speed run of Mega Man X. And I had, I didn't play the game until years later, so I had no clue how hard it was. And that made it even more impressive to me. But this is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I mean, what were you going to say, Wally?
No, I just giggled at a whole other level.
Well, the thing about the Super Mario Brothers speed runs, I mean, people have pretty much got every single thing you could possibly do in this game. I mean, the things they have to do, the corners they have to cut to be able to make this time, I just don't see it being broken much faster than this. I don't even know if you could do a computer assisted run at this point, because this game has been sped run to death over the past 35 years, and I don't see it getting any better than this, honestly, at least not for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, you just think of that time, and it's like, how would you top it?
And plus, there's a lot of luck too. With you look at some of the speed runs, the world record speed runs. There's a lot of luck when it comes to, the final King Koopa fight. Like it has to be frame perfect, and you have to be able to jump through. Like there's several different ways to get through him, and like the last speed run record, the guy just got lucky with how the hammers were thrown, and he actually jumped through the hammers without getting hit, and managed to jump over King Koopa and hit the drawbridge. So there's a lot of luck in the final couple of seconds there of the Super Mario Brothers speed run. So I mean, you can't get much more perfect than 454. I mean, less than 455, that's just insane.
It just impresses me the amount of dedication that has got to go into perfecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, luck is involved, but to be able to get to that point as quickly as they do,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean that takes just unreal skill.
You know,
So I respect speedrunners.
yeah, I follow Arcus and watch him all the time on Twitch, and right now he's going for a record on Ninja Gaiden 2, and you know it's all he's been playing for like 3 months now. Is just every day, 8 hours a day, he's speed running Ninja Gaiden 2, and the amount of dedication he has to put. I mean, that's why he has the followers he does. I mean, just the amount of dedication and just I couldn't do it. I mean, as much as I love Ninja Gaiden, and you know, I practiced a lot for the speedrun competition that I was in. I don't think I could play that game for 8 hours a day, 5, sometimes 6 days a week for months and months on end. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know that I could dedicate the time that has to go into a speed run.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to try something at some point, but that's a lot of time.
Yeah,
Right.
Rampage said he's never played Ninja Gaiden 2 or 3, and the thing with the Ninja Gaiden franchise is each one got progressively harder. Like you play the first Ninja Gaiden and first couple of levels, like the game gets incrementally harder as you go through the game to where it's insane by the end of the game. And then you play part 2 and you don't get like that, bell curve. It instantly starts out like, okay, you've played the first Ninja Gaiden. This one plays just like it, and we're going to start you out like you know how to play Ninja Gaiden. And it's like from the beginning, it's like punching you in the face.
Right.
For our next story, this is from NintendoLife.com. It is official. Nintendo announces Lego Luigi, and pre-orders are open now. Nintendo has officially announced that Lego Luigi will be hitting the stores later this year. And a quote, it's Lego Luigi time. He's here to join the adventure in the Lego Super Mario Adventures with Luigi Starter Course. Meet up with Pink Yoshi, defeat iconic enemies like Boom Boom, complete spinning seesaw and flying challenges, and collect digital coins all throughout the level. The new Luigi set isn't launching until the 1st of August, but you can actually pre-order it right now. The starter pack costs $59.99 and contains all of the parts found in the image that is in the article. So if you go to the article, you will see the starter course. Let me see if I can get a bigger picture of this so I can see what all is in it. Okay, yeah, we got... oh, go to hell. I'll accept cookies. There's not a whole lot in this set, but the fact that you get Luigi and a pink Yoshi is pretty cool.
Yeah, you had to think it was only a matter of time before they added Luigi and other characters
But I
to
don't know if this set's worth $50 though. I would expect a lot more for $60.
Yeah.
Like a Lego set?
Yeah.
Nah. Nope.
I like the t-shirt though.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, that t-shirt's pretty nice.
And the thing is, like the Lego Mario sets are really cool. You know, in the Target near my house, they have a display set where you can actually move Mario through some of the sets or whatever. And the whole interactive portion is really cool. But it's a lot of money to throw down on Legos.
That's the thing. Like every time I go into Walmart, they always have the Super Mario Lego sets like out in the middle of the aisle, like as I have to walk past the toy section, which I have to put blinders on so I don't go in the toy section because I will buy all the Masters of the Universe stuff if I go in there. So, but I have to walk past the Lego toys, and every time I walk through there, I'm like, oh, I want to get this now.
I have the power to walk past them all.
Dude, those Masters of the Universe reissue toys are badass, man. They're so cool.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, I want them.
Let's see. Our next story comes to us from prweb.com. Piepacker launches online retro gaming platform with video chat on Kickstarter. Piepacker, the new free social gaming platform that allows users to play officially licensed retro games with friends online, today launched on Kickstarter. This article was released on April 20th. At the crossroads of online multiplayer gaming and video chatting, PiePacker is a free and legal platform which provides instant access to officially licensed video games from a web browser without any download. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Through its Kickstarter campaign, PiePacker is offering early access to its platform along with an exclusive piece of technology developed for nostalgic retro gaming, the Pi Reader. This new retro gaming dock is equipped with adapters to import one's own retro gaming cartridges to the multiplayer world of PiePacker and play with their friends online with only one cartridge.
This is awesome.
Sign me up.
So I'm wondering what it is. Is just it sort of just kind of rips the ROM from the actual cartridge and allows you to play online, because the actual PiePacker itself looks pretty cool, but it doesn't show any controllers or anything with it. So I wonder if it's compatible with the original controllers, or you have to get like maybe a USB controller or something to work with it.
Maybe so. That's a good question, but just on that description alone, like I want one. And we've talked about having something like this for years.
Yeah.
And now it's finally going to happen. So I think this is great.
Yeah. I'm going to check out the Kickstarter and see if it's worth throwing money into. And if it is, I might actually do this, because this is something we've been talking about for a while. There should be a way to access retro games online and play with your friends. It's just, I don't know why that's not a thing.
Yeah.
So shout out to the developers of the PiePacker.
Yeah. For our last story, Derek sent me this earlier today. From digitalspy.com, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 set photos reveal a surprising new addition. He's knuckling down at work. Said photos had confirmed the surprise appearance of Knuckles. It was previously thought that the animated character might not have been part of the sequel, with Tails taking the spotlight instead. As you can see from the filming shots, Knuckles will indeed join his speedy blue pal on the big screen. Knuckles, Tail, and Sonic are represented through physical stand-in props in the picture to help with the human performers' eye lines as they interact with the character. Co-writer Pat Casey teased that the follow-up could feature Knuckles after the Echidna tribe were seen in the first movie. But yeah, this is I wouldn't mind having these props to just set up at the house. These look really cool.
It was interesting because in the behind-the-scenes features on the Blu-ray, they actually show James Marsden, or is it James Marsden or James Marsters? I always confuse
James
the two. I
Marsden.
believe it's Marsden.
Yeah.
Of him interacting with the Sonic prop that's there, and it's weird because it looks like the pre-Sonic before they went back and changed him, so it looks really good.
Yeah.
So seeing that interaction was pretty interesting, but I mean, it's been said for months that Knuckles was probably going to be in the film, so like I don't consider this too much of a spoiler.
Yeah.
If these are like the size of what the characters are going to be, like Knuckles looks pretty jacked.
Yeah.
Compared to what I thought he would look like.
He is a beefy boy.
Yeah.
He is a beefy boy.
If what Sonic is roughly like 3.5 feet tall, Knuckles looks like he's easily 5 feet tall. Because you compare him to the guy that's setting up he's kind of bent over, but he's setting up the Sonic character, and it looks like Knuckles would be almost like shoulder height to him.
Yeah, which I mean I think makes sense because in the comics Knuckles looks roughly the same size as Sonic, but you think of who the character is, he should be bigger, he should be bulkier.
Yeah.
Because
I'm excited.
That's his thing, but no, I'm very excited for this movie, and it can't get here soon enough.
Right.
I know.
I'm surprised that this is the last article you guys had. Did you not watch the Mortal Kombat 7 minutes?
No, I didn't.
I haven't yet.
I told myself I wasn't going to because I want to see the movie fresh.
It's 7 minutes.
No, dude, I'm not doing it. I want to go in that movie with fresh eyes. I don't want to know anything till I'm watching it.
If you've watched any movie ever,
I know
you
it's
will
gonna.
know what happens in this movie.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like the trailer was enough for me. I'm like, you got me with the trailer. I don't need the 7 minutes. Just give me the movie.
Well, fine. I'm gonna still go. This is the first time I'm going to go to a movie theater since the pandemic.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this is the movie that's gonna do it for me.
Well, I got HBO Max, so I'm gonna get a pizza and sit on the couch and watch it in the comfort of my own home.
I do too, but it's weird that you would have like the cinematic purity to want to go in fresh, but you're not going to go to the theater to watch it.
I don't know. I might. We'll see.
Hey, you are weird. I
uh,
want to see it on a slightly larger screen
Yeah.
than the one
But
was
that's
going-
the advantage of having HBO Max is like with Godzilla versus Kong, I saw it in theaters. But
right.
then when I wanted to watch it again, I'm like, oh, it's on HBO Max, so I'll just watch it there.
100%.
So I'm stoked for Mortal Kombat, by the way. Like that movie looks
Yeah.
exactly how it should.
mhm.
It's
And
beautiful.
it's gonna be great.
I mean, Sub-Zero stabs a guy with his own blood. I mean,
Right.
you got me right
Oh,
there.
there's like literally this is the first 7 minutes of the movie, and the cinematography is beautiful. The acting is fantastic. It reminds me of the great kung fu movies from China and Japan
Yeah.
from the 90s.
Yeah.
And there is a line that gave me goosebumps at the end. And, and nobody's speaking English in it because it's, this particular part of the movie is not in any English speaking country. And it was great. And if you want to know what the line is, I put it on my Facebook page because it's part of the 7 minutes that they decided was going to be good enough to show to everybody. So I was like, I'll just put that out there. That's the first 7 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for it. I can't wait. When does it drop? Friday night or
Friday night.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll be there.
I hope that now we have a trend of good video game movies. I mean, I've been saying it for years. All we need is one.
Yep.
And
Right.
more will follow. We got it with Sonic, and Mortal Kombat looks really good. So hopefully more to come. I mean, I know the Mario movie's coming out next year, so we'll see what
The
happens.
difference being that the people making them are the people who grew up with them. So I think
Yes.
that's going to be the big factor that heads into the renaissance of video game movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
Mhm.
That's why I'm ready to see a Legend of Zelda series. Either I don't care where it is, HBO Max, Netflix. I don't care. Just give it to who would be the person you'd want to do a Legend of Zelda, series. Like,
I'm available.
Yeah, I'm available too. I mean,
I honestly think it should be a Japanese filmmaker.
yeah,
I'd be okay with that.
yeah. And would you rather see it be animated or live action? Yes, Rampage. A Metroid Netflix series would be great too.
I think.
I
Would
think
be
I would lean towards live action, but if I got an anime, I would be perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
Because we saw how good Castlevania was.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, if you're doing a Metroid series, I want it to be like Aliens. Like, like that's the tone I want for a Metroid series.
Yeah, agreed.
Just get James Cameron to do it. Tell him to screw off with all that Avatar crap and go make a Metroid series.
It's been over a decade, Jim.
Yeah, it's been
Jim
too
is-
long, Jim. Too long.
Here, do this.
Yeah. But let's go into now we're going to do shout outs before we go into our main topic for tonight. So Derek, take it away.
Yes, sir. So as always, we'd like to shout out our awesome patrons over at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. We want to shout out Armez Jackson, Axblade07, Daniel Salmon, John Jekyll, aka Mixmaster, Carlos Longoria, Staff Sergeant Sketch, Randy Bailey, Tyler Watson, Justin Olson, Brandon Rutledge, Donner Party of 5, Gus and Penny, and Jason May. Thank you guys so much for your continued contributions and keeping the lights on here at the Nerd Cave Retro Show. And because you have kept us at the $50 level, we will continue to do fun commentary tracks like our previous one, The Real Ghostbusters and The Muppet Show. So I know we've got to do our April one later on this month. So be on the lookout for that. And if you want to vote on show topics as well, just head on over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro.
And here's a little taste of what we're talking about tonight.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for golden light. It's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's.
It's a Mac tonight, and yeah, cha 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 cha. I'm
song
sorry.
is burned into my brain.
So tonight we're going to be talking about, of course, our top 5 weirdest advertising mascots. This is a ongoing conversation we've had for about a month now. We're finally going to sit down and talk about it. So we're going to do it round robin style. So we'll start off with our top 5, our number 5 on our list, and we're going to start off with Mr. Phelps. Mr. Phelps, take it away.
Mine is in no particular order, but I felt that the first one I should speak about are the Quiznos monkey things.
Let me.
And I don't.
I'm gonna look that up and see what those. Let's see. Do I just type Quiznos?
Quiznos sponge
probably.
monkeys.
Monkeys.
Yes, Quiznos subs.
Here we go.
Subs are $1.
Actually, that's the first thing on Google is the Sponge Monkeys, the weirdest ad and mascot of all time? ?
It's like, you know.
Here we go. I'm gonna put this up on the screen for the chat. Uh-oh, hold on. You guys keep talking. I'll get it. I'll get it up here in just a second.
You know, whenever we decided we were going to have this discussion,
There
this
we go.
was one of the first commercials that I thought of, because I remember just being like a combination of mesmerized and horrified
Right.
by, because it was based off of another commercial that Quiznos saw and was like, oh, this is great. So they just literally ripped the commercial and replaced the lyrics.
It was amazing because it made me want to go to Subway.
Oh my God, they have plush toys. These things are horrifying.
Right? Yes, Quiznos subs.
I mean, why are you? No, it's and then they said that having a rat in the kitchen in Ratatouille was a lot, but man, these things, you're making sandwiches.
Yeah. I don't
just
get
say
it.
this.
Like, who was
Quiznos
smoking?
isn't around anymore.
Who was smoking what when they did this?
Right.
What were they smoking? And can we have some?
Yeah, can I have some, please?
Probably legal somewhere.
Yeah.
I have a prescription.
All right, so Derek, what is your number 5 pick?
So this is another one that I instantly thought of whenever we decided we were going to do this topic. I loved going to Disney as a kid. I remember going for the first time, and then I remember going to Universal. But there's another theme park that used an elderly dancing gentleman.
Damn it! That was my number 1. I was hoping you guys wouldn't pick that.
I've got alternates just in case this happens. So yes, he was on my list too. Interesting thing, that was a woman in heavy makeup in those commercials.
Yep.
There we go. I got it up on the screen right now.
Mr. Six.
Mr. Six. Who thought that was a good idea? Like, that was the most weirdest and frightening commercial ever.
So I looked up the original commercial, and it shows this like suburban neighborhood. Everyone's out in their yard doing yard work. This giant bus with the flags show up. This old man pops out and he just kind of looks around, and then the song starts, and he just starts dancing, and everybody's just staring at him, and you see this one guy just start bobbing his shoulders a bit, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't creepy whatsoever. Like this doesn't make me want to go to Six Flags. It makes me want to go like with Quiznos. It makes me want to go to another theme park.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cedar Fair.
I didn't. That ad mascot made me not want to go to Six Flags.
Yeah, because like you go to Six Flags, what if you run into that guy?
Yeah.
And what if he tries to dance with you? You're like, no, ain't
Right,
happening.
not.
Not at all.
No, it was so weird and frightening. I don't know what I mean, they had to have come up with different mascots. Like here, when you as a graphic designer / advertising agent, you have to have multiple things for the CEOs or whatever to look at. Who saw this, Mr. Six, and was like, that's it. That's the thing.
one we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
I wonder that about a lot of things.
I don't know. So for my number 5, of course, is what started this conversation, the Noid from Domino's Pizza. Let me look up the Wikipedia. I want to read about the Noid.
Avoid the Noid. Come
Avoid
to
the
Domino.
Noid. Let's see. He was an advertising character created in the 80s, clad in a red, skin-tight, rabbit-eared bodysuit. He was a physical manifestation of all the challenges inherent in getting pizza delivered in 30 minutes or less.
Which there's not many.
He, of course, had the pizza
Maybe
crusher.
It was a different time.
And I guess, once Domino's had too many lawsuits against them for, delivery drivers getting in accidents to get to places within 30 minutes. I guess they had to dump the whole Noid thing. But I remember as a kid, I had a ton of those little plastic, little figurines that you couldn't bend them or move them or anything. They were just little plastic figurines. I had a couple of the Noids. Of course, I had a bunch of California Raisins.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of Smurfs, Snoopy ones, and I don't remember where they came from. They just kind of I guess if you were a kid in the 80s, they just kind of appeared in your bedroom.
In your bedroom?
Yeah.
Like the underpants gnomes?
Yeah, you don't know where they came from. They just little elves came in your room at night and gave you little plastic toys.
Mom, there's an entire band of raisins singing in my bedroom.
So, Wally, what it will be your number 4?
I was going to go with Mucus from Mucinex.
Yep.
Yes, that was actually one of my alternates.
He is gross, and I understand that Mucinex is literally a medicine that breaks up mucus and makes you spit it out.
Uh-huh.
But it's a product that breaks up mucus and makes you spit it out. What are you doing?
Well, why do you need a mascot for that anyway? Why do you even need commercials for that? That should just be something like, oh, I have, my head's blocked up. I can't breathe. I'm just going to go to the drugstore and get, whatever's in the drug aisle to do this. Do you really need an advertising campaign for that type of thing?
I mean, we're talking about it, so I guess it works.
It made an impression.
Right?
Maybe not a good one, but it made an impression.
It's kind of
That
like
impression is poor.
it's kind of like the way electric companies advertise, like Mississippi Power here or Coast Electric.
You are our only option.
I don't have a choice. Why are you advertising?
No idea.
That's a good stand-up premise.
Rampage says one of his favorites is comedian Paul Rodriguez as the original Pepsi Man. I don't remember that.
Sorry, I've purged Pepsi Man from my mind.
Reminds me of Mr. Isuzu. Remember Mr. Isuzu back in the 80s? That was a weird mascot. All right, so where are we at? Derek, your number 4 pick.
Yeah, so my number 4 has already been mentioned, but it is the Sponge Monkeys from Quizno Subs. Again, I remember seeing that commercial and just had no idea what I just watched because I was just so like the song was just so bad. Like I felt like it almost innovated the so bad it's memorable type of spot.
Yeah.
It's just like because there is a appeal for that really poor animation because I think they did another commercial with the Sponge Monkeys or something along those lines of like the poor type of animation. But yeah, every time I would see those commercials, they were just combination of intrigued and horrified.
Right.
I'm looking at Paul Rodriguez Pepsi Man because that makes me think of what you had to endure a few weeks ago with Pepsi Man. Oh, he's actually wearing the costume.
Okay, I have to see this now.
Okay, I'm throwing this up on Discord real quick. So yeah, he's actually in the costume. The original Pepsi Man costume. That is so weird.
I want to wear this to Pensacola.
This was 1993. I should have remembered this, but I don't at all.
No, I had no recollection of Pepsi Man until a few weeks ago.
Weird. For my number 4 pick, the Grimace from McDonald Land. I know he's supposed to be an upside down shake. He's not an upside down shake, and I couldn't unsee it. But a few weeks ago on Twitter, someone put a picture of a purple dildo, or no, purple butt plug, up against a picture of the Grimace, and now I can't unsee it. Well, and Wally pulls a Grimace pop toy off the shelf next to him.
This episode of Nerd Cave Retro is brought to you by McDonald's.
Yeah. So what exactly was the Grimace? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, the whole McDonald Land thing is kind of weird, but I kind of get it because they were going after kids, for like the toys. Well, not just the toys, but the Happy Meals and all that stuff. And McDonald's was a children's place when we were kids,
Right.
especially when I was a kid. It was aimed for kids.
Well, the weird thing is I know way too much about this. The McDonald Land commercial started in the 70s as a way to get kids to come and buy it because the Happy Meal was not out yet. But it was influenced very heavily by Sid and Marty Krofft.
Yeah.
Who did the HR Puffin stuff show.
Yeah, it's definitely got that vibe.
I never really got into those McDonald's characters. Like even Ronald McDonald, I never really got into. Even as a kid, I never got into the appeal of like him, Grimace, the Hamburglar. Was it Birdie? Was the other one?
Yeah.
Well, I liked the McDonald's stuff when I was a kid, but as I got older, I was just like, what is all this? Like,
the only ones I really cared about whenever I was growing up were the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
They all had different outfits.
They all had the funniest Halloween commercials, too.
Right. And they came in a little bucket that you could use to go trick-or-treating with. It was nice.
I miss the 80s.
Yes.
So, Wally, let's go to your number 3.
I'm going to go with might be the most recent one on our lists. Baby Nut.
Who?
From Planners.
Baby
yes.
Nut, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they murdered Mr. Peanut.
What was that
and
about?
And he was replaced with a baby nut. And ladies and gentlemen, it was Baby Nut. That was its name.
He was a cute little guy, but
with a top hat.
Yeah.
But I am appalled.
Like, how could you murder Mr. Peanut?
Right. He was the pinnacle of sophistication.
What sick bastard came up with that idea?
100%.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
something I didn't like. Why did he have to be murdered? I mean, why couldn't he just have retired or
I don't know.
or
It was,
he has
it
to
was a
die,
Super
maybe
Bowl
he-
commercial.
Yeah,
It,
I
it
remember.
was a Super Bowl commercial for last year, and I understand we're in the middle of a global pandemic, but that was the worst thing that happened all year.
so
Nothing quite had the impact of the
yeah.
death.
Let's
Of Baby Nut.
baby nut.
The
so
impact of Baby Nut,
let's
which
move.
is also the name of my autobiography.
Yeah. I played bass for Baby Nut back in the 90s. So Derek, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is one that was, when we first started having this discussion, was introduced to me, and that is the soothing tones of Mac Tonight.
Yes.
I mean, it's a giant moonhead serenading you, wanting you to go to McDonald's late at night, take your girl out. What can be better? What could be better than that?
What's more romantic
Exactly.
besides everything else?
It's such a weird concept. And I actually, when I captured the audio earlier, I watched the commercial, and it brought back, like, instantly just brought back memories of being a kid and seeing this commercial. And it was such a, it was so different than it and weird that it stuck in your brain, especially with that song. Like, I know every lyric to that commercial, like the changed words to Mac the Knife, which you can go and watch a Defunct Land on YouTube about Mac Tonight. And this was
Great.
it was just a weird time for McDonald's because they were trying to get away from being looked at as a children's restaurant. So they get this weird moon face guy to let adults know that you can go there for dinner, I guess, and bring your date to McDonald's.
Arch Deluxe.
Come to McDonald's, throw a burger down a throat, and see what happens. Hey, so I don't
Not
know.
the only Big Mac that'll be served.
Now available, the McHot Dog.
Yeah, I mean, you look at McDonald's now, and the aesthetic of McDonald's is so different than what it was when I was a kid. Like, you go to McDonald's, and it's so drab. Like, it's more muted colors and dark colors now. There's not that bright, like, place that it was when you were a kid. And even the play place, like, it's indoors. There's no, what was the burger guy? Is it Big Mac who was the constable?
Big Constable Mac. Big Mac, yes.
And he had, like, the
Tail.
cage in his mouth that I was deathly afraid to get into, because I was like, if I get in there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back out again.
Right. And it was 1,000 degrees, so and it was a metal slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Rampage brings up Mayor McCheese, and so all those other kind of side characters from McDonald Land. It's just such a different place than it was when we were kids. Like, yeah. I guess this must have been the turning point for McDonald's to do their 30-year journey to becoming a place that's not looked at as a kid's place.
Well, now it's not looked at as a place, so they've been losing business for years.
Yeah. Well, because it's not exactly the most healthiest thing on the planet. Even the salads are 2,000 calories.
Right.
Yeah.
Which makes them the best.
Yeah, and Rampage brought up their pizza. You remember when McDonald's did pizza there for a while?
Ask about our McPizza. Yeah, they had the little sign. It wasn't even on the menu.
Yeah.
It was like a sign that they had. Hey, we have pizza.
They did try to do one time in the early 2000s. They did a chicken parmesan sandwich that was really good, and they never brought it back, which I don't understand because it was so good, but yet every year they trot out that nasty, McRib that tastes like pig ass slathered
I
in sauce.
enjoy eating that ass, sir.
It is not good. It's so bad. The McRib. I've had one McRib in my life, and it was so.
When do you go to McDonald's for good food?
I go there. Now, whenever I go to McDonald's, I just get a Big Mac. That's what I get every time I go there. It's the one sandwich that is consistently good. The Big Mac. I don't even like the quarter pounder like now. I
Really?
used to like a good quarter pounder. I got one the other day that was so greasy, it leaked through the box. I'm like, I want that pink slime back. I don't want your real 100% beef.
The reason why they never brought back that specialty sandwich is because that was another one of their ploys to try to get adults into the doors to just eat, and no one was buying them. So it's funny. At the same time frame, they took away the spicy McChicken sandwich and replaced it with a McChicken sandwich that was far more expensive and less good, and smaller. And I was so angry that I just didn't go back. And it's like, your plan is backfiring, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, Rampage said he loved when they did the VHS sales with Purchase. He got Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I remember that. Yeah, they had a partnership with Paramount.
Yeah, I remember Pizza Hut did the same thing. Maybe early 2000s, where you could go and get like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah,
it was pizza in a movie. That was their advertising thing. Like, come get a pizza and get a DVD. Yeah, that was
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was their advertising for a while. So where are we at? The number 3 spot. The number 3.
I listed mine.
The number 3 spot for me goes, of course, to the one, the only, Burger King. Burger King. What were they thinking with this?
He is a legend.
Originally he was just a guy that was dressed like a king, and then when they brought him back with that plastic head and terrifying soulless eyes, it changed everything, really.
And that one commercial where they were advertising breakfast, and the lady wakes up in the morning and rolls over in the bed, and he's in the bed with her and offers her a plate of croissants. Like, no, that dude would get stabbed, or whatever I had handy at the time, he would be stabbed with.
This is where we differ. I would have had a croissant first.
I would have killed him and then had the croissant. Which I will admit, the croissant sandwich is delectable. It's one of my favorite breakfast items to get. I love a good croissant sandwich.
I used to play drums for Death Croissant Sandwich.
Yeah, I think if I had to get fast food breakfast, I think Burger King knocks that one out of the park for me. Like, I like a good McGriddle, or I like the McGriddles, but man, those croissant sandwiches are damn near delectable.
It's been a while since I've had one, but they are delicious.
Yeah, I don't eat them often, but when I do, I enjoy the hell out of it.
It's tough to beat a good like breakfast sandwich, whether it's a croissant sandwich or like a good biscuit.
Yeah.
Tough to beat.
Yeah. So let's go to the number 2 spot. What you got for number 2, Wally?
The scrubbing bubbles.
Scrubbing bubbles. Let me look that up on Google real quick.
The thing with the scrubbing bubbles, I understand what they're doing, the company, but like, they almost look like tiny, like, baby Cthulhu's.
Yeah.
That are cleaning your bathtub.
There's a picture here on Google of a bunch of angry little scrubbing bubbles, and it looks like something out of my nightmares.
Guys, whenever I first, like, they've been around forever. So whenever I was a kid, it's just, hey, scrubbing bubbles, that's a thing. But the more I think about them, the more it terrifies me.
Yeah.
So I don't buy the product because I don't want the little weird tentacled bubbles cleaning my bathtub.
Yeah. Get out of my shower, you little creeps.
Stop staring at it. That's another thing I didn't want. Like, they have sentience,
Yeah.
and then you wash them down the drain. It's weird.
So what about you, Derek? What's your number 2 spot?
My number 2, I think, is the most recent on my list, and this was another Super Bowl commercial, and I simply call it "Sexy Mr. Clean." It's when so this Mr. Clean it's like a complete CG character is cleaning this woman's house, and she's getting all hot and bothered about it, and then it turns out to be her husband, but she imagines him as Mr. Clean, and then she jumps him on the couch to end the commercial, and I'm like, the fact that she's getting like
Her
this is-
jollies.
her jollies from this is like making me so uncomfortable.
You know how many times people call me Mr. Clean?
Constantly.
Always. I do not look like Mr. Clean.
You
For one
absolutely
thing-
do not know.
I have a beard, and my eyebrows are not white, and I'm not wearing a hoop earring. And I am not that ripped at all.
Come with me if you want the clean.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
get
I
with
have
that.
some scrubbing bubbles in the back.
Mr. Clean and scrubbing bubbles coming after you in a nightmare? That's horrifying.
Right?
Even worse, Mr. Clean doing a sexy shimmer
Oof, no.
by the couch.
This
So
went from being a clean podcast to not, and that is ironic, sir.
So for my number 2 slot, I of course had Mac Tonight. He made it pretty high up on my list, so I might have to replace him with Crest Kids. Do you remember the Crest Kids back in the 80s?
Yeah,
Is it the Crest Kids?
I didn't think they were weird though.
Or maybe not the Crest Kids, but they were like a superhero team.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah, what were
okay.
they
I know what
called?
you're talking about.
What were they called, though?
I don't know, but I don't think they were kids. They were just superheroes that, brush your teeth or, chew these red things. They'll show you where your teeth are fucked up.
Yeah, I can't even Google it. Like, it doesn't even come up. Like, the only reference I have... Oh, wait, no, here it is. I have a picture of it. I will put it up in Discord. 10... It doesn't even say what they're called. There was, like, the Crest Team or something like that. But I remember
Yeah.
the commercials when I was a kid, and they would, like, go inside these huge mouths and clean teeth, and it was just really weird. It's just a
Right.
weird thing. Didn't make me want to brush my teeth. It was just weird.
I want to say these were shown at the dentist I went to as a kid, because this looks really familiar.
And they had PSAs that they had for kids.
That's probably what I saw.
Yeah, they had they advertised a lot. If you go to look in comic books from the early to mid 80s, you'll see a lot of Crest Team superhero advertisements in comic books from that time. Cavity Creeps, Rampage. I remember they fought the Cavity Creeps. So yeah, that was a weird thing. So let's move on to Wally. Are we at number 1?
Yeah, this is number 1. And I'm gonna go with, and I had a lot of. Let me go through my honorable mention. No, you know what? No, I'm not going to, because you might have one on yours. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the original Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, he's pretty
Because-
creepy.
He was
Yeah.
terrifying. He had the shag hair, a children's soda cup on his nose, a tray. I mean, he looked like a hobo. Is that an offensive term nowadays? He looked like he was some sort of transient who dressed in garbage. I don't know. It
Let's see
was
if I can find
bad.
a picture. Original.
And who's the weatherman that played him? Willard Scott, I think his name was.
Was it Willard Scott? Holy crap, I forgot about this.
Yeah,
That
so
is
he's like, come
terrifying.
on down to McDonald's, kids. And
Oh
it's
my-
like, no, I will not.
This is nightmare fuel.
Right.
Oh
No,
my
I'm not
God.
even. Everybody's like, this is horrible.
Is he wearing a cup on his nose?
Yes, that's what I just said.
What the hell is on his head?
It is a tray. It is a tray that he is wearing on his head.
Wow.
All right, I'm just gonna stop looking at that.
This
is up there on my list now.
That might have to be my new number one.
Wow.
But yes, that is my number one. The terrifying Willard Scott Ronald McDonald, version 1.0.
That's a great choice.
All right, so Derek, we're at your number one.
It's already been mentioned, but it was a no-brainer. My number one. It is the man, the myth, the legend, His Royal Highness, the Burger King. He
These
was
fast food mascots.
so great. They made a video game after him,
Right?
Sneak King,
Yes.
which at some point I will play when I feel like torturing myself.
Yeah,
Right.
you can pretty much just go to any retro game shop and they'll just give those away for free. There are
Right.
just millions of those floating out there in the world.
Because I think
they're
the
$1 at
objective,
GameStop.
I think the objective of that game is literally to sneak up on people and give them food.
That is exactly what it is.
I don't mind if you
I-
sneak up on me and give me food, but if you're wearing a creepy mask, I'll take the food, but get away from me.
But I remember seeing a still of the Sneak King video game where he's coming out of the trash, and I'm like, would you really feel that the integrity of that burger is enough for you to be able to eat it?
Rampage brings up a good point. His number one is the Kool-Aid Man. How does a glass pitcher bust through solid brick walls? Also, is he the liquid or is he the pitcher? Which actually me and you wrote a Nerd Tunes that we published a few years ago.
Mhm. We
Yeah,
sure did.
of
And
him.
part of my stand-up has a mention of the Kool-Aid Man. It's my doctor thinks so down on me being an overweight guy that I know that he expects me to go through the walls if I'm wearing a red shirt and be like, "Oh yeah."
I love the Kool-Aid Man, though. That was such a good mascot, though. That made me
Yeah.
actually worked. That made me want to drink Kool-Aid when I was
Right.
a kid.
Fuck, I'm thirsty right now.
For my number one, of course, we already talked about him, the terrifying Mr. Six. There's not much else I can say about him, so I'll throw in a runner-up, which this isn't necessarily an advertising mascot, but when Hostess Pies used comic book heroes as their spokesman was weird. And I remember a few years ago, a friend of mine, we found an old Batman Hostess Pie ad that we laughed at for hours because it was basically Batman beating the shit out of people and then giving them a Hostess Pie. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. Like, you come in and
Apple Hostess Pie.
Batman punches you in the mush, and then when you're in the back of the police car, he gives you a Hostess Pie. You know, you don't have any teeth to eat it with, so at least it's soft.
What are your troubles?
Yeah, because they used the Hulk. You know, they used pretty much they had Spider-Man. Like, they used everybody to advertise Hostess Pies. And it worked because I love to eat Hostess Pie. I wanted a Hostess Pie in my lunch when I was a kid because I was in love with comic books. And hell, if it was good enough for Spider-Man and the Hulk, it was good enough for me.
Good logic.
Very good logic.
Yeah.
But like I said, I had a couple of extras. We got through most of mine, but I have two that I think we did not say. Yes, two that we didn't say, and that is the Frito Kid, the Frito Bandito,
Frito Bandito.
a very racist caricature of a Mexican fellow who sells Fritos. and Twinkie the Kid,
Ah, yes, Twinkie the Kid.
which was a cowboy that was a Twinkie. And
Remember Twinkie the Kid?
when you say that, no, it is not the sequel to Brokeback Mountain. It is an actual honest to God character that was supposed to sell Twinkies to children.
And it was a. Let's see, Twinkie the Kid. Let me pull that up in Google here. I just remember he's been around longer than all of us. Like,
Yes, he has. Yes.
I don't know
Also,
if
it's
he's.
the Frito Bandito.
I don't know if he's still on the Twinkie boxes, but I loved Twinkie the Kid when I was a kid. Like, I saw him and it made me happy because I knew I was about to eat a Twinkie, and Twinkies are good. I don't care what
They
anybody
are.
says. Twinkies are delicious.
And if this Twinkie represented all of the paranormal activity that is normal in New York City, it would be a Twinkie the size
Size of a bus.
And
Zingers are not. Zingers are not a good replacement for Twinkies.
Oh God, no! The whole icing situation makes it awful.
No, I think in the end of the world, I'll probably be a lot like Woody Harrelson in Zombieland, and I'm going to be on the hunt for anything Hostess or a Twinkie because they're delicious and they're not nutritious, but they're everything a growing boy needs.
They are also they also actually expire, so I warn you. I have had a bad Twinkie before.
I don't know. I've seen Twinkies before that are out of the package and have been under glass for like 2 decades, and they still look it still looks as fresh as the day it was made.
You eat it, I'm not.
Rampage, you can save me all the snowballs because unlike most people, I enjoy coconut. I love coconut. I love coconut.
I love
cake.
coconut.
Yeah.
I don't like marshmallow, and that makes me not want the damn snowball.
That's my thing. I'm not a marshmallow fan, but if that's all they have, if they're out of Twinkies, I'll pick up a snowball and eat it. It's not disgusting. Not my first
People
choice.
keep on assuming I love marshmallows because I like Ghostbusters. Like, just because this film includes a giant marshmallow man doesn't mean I want to eat a marshmallow.
Now, I'm not a fan of marshmallows, but I do love marshmallow fluff in my hot cocoa because marshmallow fluff is great in cocoa.
That
Never would have thought that.
You should try it. It's lovely.
I refuse.
Of course, it'll be another 8-9 months before it's cold enough to enjoy a good hot cocoa.
I'm gonna drink hot cocoa right after the show. What are you talking about?
Well, go put some fluff in it. Some marshmallow fluff.
I don't have any fluff. I'm not. Well, I mean.
Well, that was it for tonight. That was our top 5 weirdest advertising mascot. I think we pretty much covered everything that's been strange and weird about advertising over the last 40 plus years. And yes, Rampage, Rampage, you are inhuman about eating ketchup on your hot dog. That might actually have to be another discussion we have one night because ketchup does not belong. If you put a lot of mustard, I can forgive somebody putting ketchup on my hot dog if there's a lot of mustard to cover it, but plain hot dog with just ketchup?
Primary condiment is unnatural.
That some would consider to be unnatural.
Literally what I was thinking. It's like Palpatine would approve.
So, fellas, let's go ahead and start winding it down here. Wally, you got anything going on you want to throw out there to the lovely listeners?
Well, you can follow me online at The Real Big Wall on what things am I on? Instagram, the Twitch, and on Twitter. I am Wally is Funny on Facebook. Oh, and on YouTube, I'm The Real Big Wall. and you'll see a lot of Fortnite stuff that's on there. There's a great little clip of somebody trying to grieve somebody they just killed by rickrolling them. So I run up behind the guy and shoot him in the back of the head before he could do it. And so yeah, we have a lot of fun. Rampage is always on there with me, and we have ourselves a grand old time. We make a great team, and be on the lookout for my new podcast, Talking to a Wall, where I give advice to people that they will not take.
Awesome.
I can't wait.
So what about you, Derek? What you got going on this week?
Yeah, so this week on the Derek Diamond Experience, I list, we mentioned top 5 here. I do top 5 movies from the 90s.
Yes.
One of the hardest lists that I've had to come up with. I had almost 10 honorable mentions. It was crazy. That, and I whine about the Oscars because I think it's almost an irrelevant ceremony at this point. But you can find that out on this week's podcast. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DDiamond Podcast. The show's available anywhere you get your podcast, as well as YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, my first short film, The Parker Syndrome, is now available on YouTube, which you can find at the Anchor of Reality Films YouTube page. So just search for that, and you can find The Parker Syndrome.
Yes. And also, along with Parker Syndrome, Monsters Anonymous is now available on YouTube. It is no longer on Amazon Prime. It is for free on YouTube. Just look up the Monsters Anonymous page, and it'll be right there. Also, this week on the Open Micers podcast, we talked about hecklers, and it was a pretty good conversation. And my cat is joining me here for the end of the show. So we talk about hecklers. That's going to drop on Friday. So go check it out at Open Micers on Twitter. And, of course, Open Micers Podcast on Facebook. And I think we're just about done here, fellas. What do you say?
Let's do it.
What are you doing? Get down. All right, here we go. Let's get out of here. If you would like to email the show, email us at nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. We are at nerdcaveretro.com. We're on Instagram and Twitter at nerdcaveretro, and individually at jfunktastic and at Derek_Diamond, and of course at The Real Big Wall. Buy some t-shirts and other merch over at ncrmerch.com. Helps support the show to do that. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdcaveretro. And of course, we're on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro, where you can throw us a couple bucks a month. Help keep us above that $50 level. Keep the lights on here, and we will do those commentary tracks for you every single month. If you can't do that, can't throw us a couple bucks, leave us a review wherever fine podcasts are given away for free. So Derek, please, tell them what it's all about.
Wow.
Wow.
Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
All right, that was a good show, and Luke agrees.
was.
Kitty, kitty,
That was fun.
kitty, kitty.
No.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the Twitch stream, as I need to talk to you fellas offline for a moment before we call it a night. And thank you guys for hanging out with us, Rampage. Thanks for hanging out and talking with us through the show. And
I'll be on in a few minutes.
we will see you guys next week.